No. They can hear me, however. I can fix that. Welcome to the stream, guys. I'm just fixing Astro Roadie's audio output. We are here today for CRS 23 SpaceX. It's the first launch we've had in a while. SpaceX seems to have had a drought. And hopefully today, weather depending, we should be able to end that drought. Do you just want to give me a quick audio check, Astro Roadie? And annoyingly, that's still not coming out. The problem with live production, ladies and gentlemen. Let me try and resolve this one more time.
All right. Stinger says we may have aborted already. NASA has not gone live yet.
Yep, I'm hearing the abort countdown from SpaceX Mission Control audio as well about a minute ago. If, for whatever reason, we don't get launched today, guys, Total Space will, however, go live again for the next attempt. Your audio is coming through loud and clear now, Mr. Astro Roadie.
All right. Can you hear me? It looks like we have an abort, so we're just going to be live for a few minutes. But welcome to the show. Glad everybody could make it. Looks like we probably have weather. Maybe we can get some feedback on that.
Yeah.
Having canceled the Stinger in chat says it is due to weather, so we have no problems on the pad, and that's a good thing. Other than we are worried about lightning, and we don't want any lightning strikes. That will affect the rocket's ability to get where it needs to go, and we definitely want this to get where it needs to go. It's got all sorts of treats from home and goodies and things for the astronauts, as well as some science experiments and things. So we definitely want that to get where it's going. We don't want any hungry astronauts. So, yeah. Looks like...
If
Go
I'm
ahead.
not mistaken, SpaceX is starting a lockout procedure, suggestive that they've gone for an abort today, scrub.
Yes, and we do want to hear the booster landing, Stinger. We definitely want to see some boosters landing. We want to hear some rockets roar, and maybe see some plumes in the dark. Kind of hard to see in the dark, though. So, yeah. Well, if you like what we do here at Total Space, we do have Patreon set up. You can go over to patreon.com/totalspace and provide some support there if you like. We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline. We have part 2 of the Hot Jupiter series with Becoming Multiplanetary, where myself and Rich talked to Ryan MacDonald, the Martian colonist, and it's just fascinating. I was looking at a preview of the edit last night, and we might be pushing that out to you guys today. I'm not sure.
Spicy. I got a little
It's
sneak in yesterday. It looks very, very spicy indeed.
Yes, it's very spicy. And we've got Staticfiregal coming back from a little bit of a hiatus due to some computer issues with her new show Engine Chill. First episode should be publishing sometime this week. She also has her private channel set up and going where she does additional episodes of Engine Chill and some other interesting content. So if you like what you see out of Staticfiregal, there's a link to her channel in the description of this broadcast, so you can check that out. We're very excited to announce that Coffee Club will be returning, and we will be also bringing it to you here on YouTube. There is a link to that channel in the description as well. So, check it out. We've got some things coming down. Along with the wonderful experience of us putting your name on screen for being a Patreon, you get some other rewards. You get access to our Discord. You get to hang out with us when we're doing interviews. You get to ask questions when we're doing interviews and hopefully get them answered. So many things that you get from being a Patreon. And if there's something that would help motivate you to be a Patreon, let us know. We would be happy to make some adjustments there and gain your support. For those that support us, sorry, you know what? I have not had all my coffee. I am talking a little slow.
It's a little too early for the Astro Roadie to function properly.
I tell you, I'm up 2 hours earlier than normal. I don't even know where I was.
So I think we're just going to stick around for a few more minutes, guys. If SpaceX give us something official, then we will run with that. Just keeping an eye on Twitter, just run through the news like we usually do, try and find the latest.
Yeah, Space Update just did an interview on site at Spaceport Cornwall with Ross Hubert, and that turned out very well, considering it was a total space first to go out on scene and film something, and Ryan was able to do it all by himself. Well, he had his wife also helping with camera, and that turned out really well. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. We also have some surprises coming from Deep Dive soon that we're not talking much about. But if you're not a member of the subscribe to our channel, there's some surprises coming down the pipe that might be worth that subscribe button. What else we got going on?
The Spaceport Cornwall interview currently is actually only 4 supporters available. So you beautiful people such as Stinger, who's always just here in the chat like a true total space soldier, you can find that on the Discord server. It will be released to the general public Monday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's not quite live yet. I forgot about that. You know, I get access to these things early, and sometimes I get confused as to what has actually been published or not. My bad. Thanks for laughing with me or at me if that's what you prefer to do. As always, big shout out to our moderators. At the moment, we have Stinger NSW being a moderator in our chat. So that should scare a couple of trolls away at least. We also have another show that we're working on that I don't think we're quite ready to announce yet.
We've got something nice in the works for you guys.
Yes, absolutely. I think it will be something that our audience will just love and eat up. And that will be a little bit more frequent and shorter videos that are a little bit easier for us to put out. And just regular updates from us on a specific subject. And so that will be giving you a little bit more of us on screen, or maybe just in voice. We haven't quite decided yet how much camera we're going to use on it, but we think you're going to enjoy it. So hopefully you've done the thing with the buttons down there, and you'll be able to see what we're talking about when it goes live. Maybe this week, maybe next week. We're getting close to being ready for it, so
it's coming.
Hopefully, it's definitely coming down the pipe. Looks like NASA still plans on going live.
And there's no official word on social media just yet. To the best of what I can see, everybody's still under the assumption that it's going.
Well, Duck, Stinger might be able to chat with you about that. If not, I think the Total Space sign-in can talk to you about that.
I mean,
Welcome to the
moderators
show.
are generally given out for trusted people like Stinger and SW, and I have known each other for 2.5 years, as an example. So stick around, become part of the Total Space streaming family.
Yeah.
Show your face quite often in the chat and see where it goes.
Yeah. Welcome, Adelbaka. I hope I said that right. I probably just butchered the heck out of it. Yeah, I'm broadcasting from Utah, so not too far away from Arizona, at least in comparison to Space Nut, who's clear over there on the other side of the pond.
I love it over this side of the pond. It means that I'm not awake late, but instead just early. So we're still scanning through Twitter, guys, and there's still no official word of the scrub. We are listening into mission control audios. There is a weather constraint at present. It looks like we are no go for launch. But until we get some official word, we'll probably stick around, try and keep you guys in the loop. If they do decide to go, we're here on air ready to go with them.
The SpaceX feed has gone live, but they're just giving an opening scene right now. And then the NASA feed should be going live in a little under 2 minutes. I hope that beep isn't too loud. I have a new KVM switch in front of me, and I have yet to get it to turn off the beep. I'm supposed to be able to disable that beep, but it's not working. Sometimes the technology wins. Hotter than a Merlin's nozzle. Yeah.
So we have just put the SpaceX feed on stream for you guys. The SpaceX feed did go live. There is currently some concerns due to weather. It's 40% favourable to launch. The rocket is appearing to be in some kind of a hold based on what we're getting from mission control audio. There's no official word on Twitter just yet, but we are keeping an eye on things. We'll see if we can get an official word out of SpaceX or a poke from Elon. Something that would give us more indication to what's going on with the rocket today.
All right. Should be hearing any minute now on what's happening. Oh, SpaceX feed has just gone live.
So it looks like we might have some action today, guys. SpaceX had the opportunity to not push this stream, but they seem to be doing so anyway. So, welcome to Total Space livestream of SpaceX CRS 23 mission. This is the commercial resupply mission under the commercial crew program, partnership with NASA and SpaceX. The intention of today's launch is to launch critical supplies and science to the International Space Station along with food and supplies for the astronauts. We're about 21 minutes and 40 seconds away from the launch. Thanks for joining us here today, guys.
Hey, everybody. Looks like we are actually going to get a launch. How about that? We get to listen to some rockets roar and watch some big flamies go up in the sky and send some cool stuff, some science and some food and garbage bags and all sorts of things that the International Space Station needs resupplied on a regular basis. This is the second CRS mission of the year launched by SpaceX. And it's the fourth total CRS mission? Or is it the fifth? Somewhere around in there. You know, we actually do send quite a bit of just stuff up to the space station in order to keep our astronauts fed and with plenty of science experiments to do and equipment to swap out and repair and upgrade and things. Like earlier, we had the new solar panels installed on the space station. Those went up on a CRS mission. You know, there's all sorts of wonderful things that go up on the CRS missions, and you know, it's just great that we are able to even watch this stuff. I mean, when I was little, you couldn't watch this stuff live. Every once in a while, you might catch a clip of a launch from earlier in the day on the news, but live was only a rare thing. You know, I mean, the early Saturn launches went live, but a lot of the shuttle launches were just news bits late at night. I had to hide behind the couch and sneak my head up over while my parents were watching the news to catch a launch. That's a lie. I totally just made that up.
So
I never did that.
I'm reading the What's on Board today. We've got building bones with byproducts according to the NASA.gov mission overview. Evaluates an effect of microgravity and space radiation on the growth of bone tissue and test whether bioactive metabolites, substances such as antioxidants formed when food is broken down, might protect bones during space flight. Retinal diagnosis test, which is a small light-based device which can capture images of the retinas of astronauts to document progression of vision problems known as space-associated neuroocular syndrome. There's more NanoRax robotic helpers. They've got the NanoRax GITAI robotic arm demonstrates that microgravity, versatility and dexterity of a robot, designed by GITAI Japan. Results could support development of robotic labour to support crew activities and tasks, as well as servicing, assembling and manufacturing of tasks whilst on orbit.
Yes, thanks, Aaron. Got a lot of cool stuff going up on there. Yeah, and Stinger, this is going to be, when it comes down to, the booster comes back down to land, it will be, I think it's our first landing on a short fall of gravitas. Yeah, it's our first one. So we'll get to see that little drone ship first time in action. It's pretty exciting and great to have happening.
I think Stinger will remember back to when I thought that Elon had purchased a nuclear aircraft carrier to turn into a shortfall of gravitas. I was like the only person really obsessed with trying to figure out where a shortfall of gravitas was being produced and what it looked like. So I'm happy to see it conduct its first spaceflight activities today. I think that stealth black definitely makes it catch boosters better as well. Just because it's stealth black, it's got a higher chance of capturing a booster successfully. It looks like he's borrowed it from Batman. It's great. We're about 44 seconds away from fueling of the second stage at T minus 16. And it looks like the pointy end is up. The fiery end
does
is
appear.
down.
It does appear the pointy end is up and the fiery end is down. It's not like some of the other rockets where we say the roundy end is up. I'm sure you can guess which one I'm talking about there.
Is it the one that looks like a phallus?
That would be the one. That would be the one. The one that gives us so many memes. But
like
still, it's very fascinating that all the things going on in the rocket industry. We are team space oriented here. We like all the rockets. We don't always like what some of those rocket companies do, but we do like the rockets. So we're team space here.
Yeah, it was great to see Blue Origin do something better with their time than Slander. They actually got a launch in.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be even better when they get their next prototype out to the launch pad. Hopefully, that happens sooner rather than later. But we will see. We will see. Well, we have Girl Scouts on the stream. Okay, so we just had a nice little speech from another space nut, and his microphone had shut off. So
But it's back now.
these things happen. So yeah, the Girl Scouts are sending up a little science package, and it's got some stuff from the Faraday Research Facility, and they're doing some STEM collaboration and making space for girls, which is fantastic. They are working with the Girl Scouts of the Citrus Council in Orlando, Florida. Faraday Nice is an implantable, remote-controlled system using sealed containers. Blah blah blah.
It's a medicine delivery system that they're testing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're also sending ants to space, as you can see on our stream right now. This young girl has an ant farm, and they are testing the experiments of whether ants will still tunnel in space.
Looks like somebody may have seen For All Mankind. They had a little bit of an ant problem on that show, if you've seen it. I won't give any spoilers beyond that if you haven't, but definitely worth a watch if you have access to Apple TV. Very cool show. They have a sea dragon launch in it, so that alone makes it pretty cool.
So these
It's
are
not
all
a real launch, but
time-sensitive experiments you can see being loaded onto the International Space Station, onto the Dragon. Those needed to be loaded at a time-critical moment as late as possible to Dragon's departure.
it's amazing how many time-sensitive things we send up. They load those things just at the last minute that they possibly can, and then they close up the capsule and clear the pad in order for fueling and everything to begin taking place. And it's just amazing that we're able to do these time sensitive things and get them off planet and up into space as quickly enough for the experiment to actually take place.
They're saying the Extend the Lab is a new feature with this variant of the Dragon, where they are allowing some powered payloads to stay on board Dragon to allow for more space on station, and they can conduct experiments on board, and they've got 3 of those experiments on today's launch.
Oh, did For All Mankind catch an Emmy? I didn't know that, Becca. That's fantastic. It's well deserved. They did a good job making the show. I'm not a huge fan of that company, but the show itself was very well made, and well written, well acted. The graphics and special effects are great. So I totally support the show itself. But yeah, that's a well earned Emmy if they did indeed get that. Thanks for sharing that with us. Look at those little fungus in that little thing there. That's fantastic. So we are a little under 9 minutes to launch. And this should be fantastic.
Talking about the veggie unit on the International Space Station and how they're trying to genetically modify crops to grow in space.
It's amazing how adaptable life is. Just give it a little nudge and it'll survive without gravity.
Just, when people talk about cable management, I always look at the International Space Station and just want to get sent up with a bag full of cable ties. I'm just like, just let me help you guys.
Oh, I know. It gets my OCD as well. I'm just like, eek. But it's always fun to watch what's going on the space station. They've got all these footholds, so you can lock your foot in to hold you in place and whatnot. And then this shot right now, they've just got laptops kind of just sitting there all over the place.
Just to say, lick my duck hole in the chat says, thank you Astro Roadie and the mods for respecting my freedom of speech and not blocking me for having a trolley username. Other chats I get blocked for just saying hi. You guys have my respect. That's the way we operate here. You can only be defined by your actions. I'm sure we've all had inappropriate usernames at some point. it respects the community guidelines of YouTube. So, there's never a problem here for us, so long as you just keep the chat. Just keep in mind that we do allow chat replays on our live streams, and we are considered an educational brand. We do target an audience ranging from as young as 6. So as long as you're respectful in the chat, we'll always be respectful back.
Yes, absolutely. Freedom of speech is very important to all of us here at Total Space. And as long as you're respectful and treat each other like human beings and show the respect that each of you individually deserve, then you are welcome here.
Yeah,
And
we've got an abort,
and we will. We do have an abort.
Oh, we even got it.
I just love having that button. I just love it. Sorry about bumping the mic there. I probably made everybody's ears bleed, but thanks for joining us, everyone. We're going to hang around for just another minute or so to let some chat finish up. If anybody has anything else they'd like to say or any questions that we can answer real quick before we end the stream. Once again, we have a lot of shows here on Total Space. We have the Space Update, usually bringing at least one episode a week that brings the latest space news to you. We have Deep Dive with Miko that, sorry, I got to press all these buttons here. We have this Deep Dive with Miko, and he dives deep into all sorts of different subjects. And he has a nice little surprise coming down the pipeline pretty soon here. He's been filming outside of his apartment, so it should be pretty interesting once we see that. We also have familiar. Yeah, there's a little hint for you. That's probably about all we're going to give you. We also have Becoming Multiplanetary with Rich LB, and he talks about all sorts of different things that have to do with the human species becoming multiplanetary. He's currently working on finishing up part 2 of a exoplanet series where myself and Rich talk to Ryan MacDonald, who is also the Martian colonist, if you watch his YouTube channel. So part 2 could publish today, maybe, if it's done. It's that close. It might publish today. So keep an eye on that. We also have Staticfiregal doing Engine Chill, and her first episode of that should be ready pretty quick here. There was a little hiccup with editing, and she had to start over, but she's pretty quick on the draw there, and we should see that very soon. She also does alternate episodes of her Engine Chill show, as well as some other content on her personal channel. We have a link in the description below. We also, very soon here, we will be bringing back Coffee Club, which we formerly only did on Odyssey. We're bringing that to YouTube, and it's going to be on its own channel, so as not to confuse our audience here, Total Space. If you're interested in what we do at Coffee Club, we've put that on a separate channel for you, and you're free to go check it out. There's a link in the description. If you're not interested in that, we're not going to clog up your video feed with it, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. Thanks for all the likes on the video. We really appreciate that. That helps YouTube know that what we do is worth sharing with others. Appreciate it a great deal. Thanks once again to Stinger for joining us as a mod today and helping us keep the chat troll free, and as well as chatting with us and providing so much great information. And Stinger's been a great supporter of us for a great long time. If you would like to be a supporter of what we do here at Total Space, we have Patreon set up, and we have a lot of different rewards. Go check it out and see if there's something that interests you if you'd like to support us at patreon.com/Total Space. And is there anything else we would like to talk about? Another Space Nut.
We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for joining today. Great to see the usual suspects lining up in chat, and we'll see you in the next one.